Hello, this is the TradeSite US Stocks and Futures Market Preview for Thursday, the 9th of April 2020. We have usually we do market previews for Thursday and Friday combined, but the stock market is closed on Friday for Good Friday. And unfortunately, the way the world works, the US stock markets are closed on Friday. Most of the rest of the world takes Monday off instead, the day after Easter, which means that usually there's a lot less volume on Monday as well. So we don't typically expect too much. But in this environment, who knows on Monday? We'll see what we get. Markets were up, they gapped up and closed higher on Wednesday. Here's a look at the ES front month futures contracts, daily chart of the broad market futures form as we try to recover. You can put some fibs up on some of these charts and take a look at where we're at from a recovery perspective. But so far we're still hanging out in the lower half of the range since the drop. So depending on how you want to look at it, here, let me give you an example. If we start at the top and we drag all the way down to the lows, right, and lock that in there, and then slide our chart over so we can see a little bit better. You can see that we've not even recovered half. So 2784.23 or so on the ES would be the 50% retracement, meaning from the top to the bottom, the bounce back halfway would be that. So that might be an interesting area to watch, of course, in the days and weeks ahead. All right, so let's go through the major daily charts, and then we'll look at the intraday action from Wednesday, and then see what economic data is left this week. Crude oil currently up a buck at 26.17. Gold down $2.60 at 1681.70. S&P cash gains 90.57. Nasdaq 100 up 180.23. Stocks up 54.51. The biotech's up 100.77. Russell 2000 gains 52 points. Trying to break back out. There's like a semi higher low breakout there on the Russell. The VIX down 3.35. By the way, this pattern you see on the Russell, I'm seeing it on a lot of stocks. We made some good money today, for example, on NUVA, big winner for a $50 stock, several points it ran, and this is basically the pattern. You're going to see a lot of these patterns, and they're the ones to kind of focus on right now, because obviously you're not going to find bases and stuff like that. The VIX down $3.35 as it continues to retreat. Let's also take a look at the cash VIX, since we have some puts on that right now for those who do the option stuff. It needs to break back under 40, obviously. Anything back down in those low 30s, and we'll be in good shape on those options. The trend closes at 0.61. That puts the 10-day moving average at 0.99. NASDAQ volume 3.4 billion shares, almost 3.5 billion. So it's a lighter volume day. Again, the up days are light volume. The down days have been heavier volume. That's still a big warning sign. The distribution is still occurring even as prices can move up certain days. Advanced decline ratio on the NASDAQ plus 2185. So that's near the top, one of the better top 5 advanced decline ratios of the last year. On the New York plus 2276, also one of the top 5 of the last year. But it is what it is. You have swings, right? Google up 24.44. Apple up $6.64 as it tries to form its recovery. Netflix down a buck 16, but still holding up near the highs. Amazon up 31.40. Breaking out, this thing is now within striking distance of the highs. Tesla up $3.39. Facebook up 5.45. Goldman Sachs at 10.94. TLT, the 20-year bond ETF, loses a buck 21. The Dow was up 779 points. Let's look at the intraday action. So 5-minute candles on the ES. It's basically a big, broad, inverted head and shoulders formation over the last 2 days. So again, Monday we gapped up hard and just kind of drifted. Most of the move was the gap. Then Tuesday you gapped up again, but you actually closed slightly negative on the day. You'll note that we got a 13 buy signal right at the close on Tuesday. And then here Wednesday, a small gap up, tried to fill it, didn't quite get there, curled back up. We got the 13 signal. That was the high for a couple hours, and then a little push late in the day to close out very near the highs of the prior session. Interestingly, this is an inside day. What that means was Wednesday's action is entirely inside of Tuesday's action, so there was more range on Tuesday. But we had nice trading days both days. Monday was the day with the gap and go. We say this all the time. Gap and go days are the worst because you don't really see the patterns and you don't get the gap fill plays. So Monday was not a lot for us to do, but Tuesday we had some great success in the market. And then today on Wednesday, Again, some good winners, including the NUVA off the daily charts. When the daily chart picks go, that's usually easier money to make. In terms of the calendar that remains for the week ahead, OPEC meetings. On Thursday, we've got the weekly initial and continuing jobless claims numbers. It's going to be huge again, expected at 5 million, but who knows. The PPI number, that's all an hour before the bell. At 10 a.m., we've got University of Michigan sentiment. That's the first look for the month, and that is expected to drop down to 75 or so. Final wholesale inventories is also at 10. Natty gas storage at 10:30, and then on Friday, even though the markets are closed, we've got the CPI an hour at 8:30 and the federal budget balance at 2 p.m. Eastern time. Hope you have a great long weekend. Happy Easter to everybody. Charts as usual brought to you by eSignal. If you've not yet taken a trial of our services, feel free to do so. We will help you out for a couple weeks, and we will certainly get this going again with a weekend preview and get ready for next.